My name is Louis Zaharias, and I'm the father of Christopher and Lisa Mae Zaharias, and I have been searching for them worldwide for the last 30 years. On November 20th, 1987, Christopher and Lisa Mae, at age 3.5 and 15 months, were taken by my ex-wife, Susan Elizabeth Gammill Zaharias, from our home in Mission Viejo, California. In 1986, Susan became very involved in hard drugs and found herself in a lot of trouble, which led to financial devastation. She went to her family, and they were all too eager to help Susan by promising her to escape the check fraud and the drug dealers that she was involved in. Unfortunately, at the very beginning of this abduction, there needed to be some sort of justification for the actions that the family and Susan were taking. They used all the right buzzwords and accused me of so much wrongdoing. All of those allegations were heavily investigated by the police, by children's groups, by private investigators, and all that was cleared up. This was based on a very bad case of drug addiction. Currently, there is a felony and extradition warrant issued by the state of California against Susan for crimes against persons. On the morning of the kidnapping, Susan created an altercation which I retreated from, leaving her with my mother and the children. Susan beat up my mom, threw her down a flight of steps, and took the children and disappeared. Susan and I were together for 10 years, and she was my best friend. I trusted her like no one ever, and I just never believed that she could do anything to hurt our family. But I know what drugs are like, and I know what they can do. And I just wish that I had been given a chance to help her. Originally, the children were taken from Mission Viejo, California to Wetumpka, Oklahoma. They were sighted in Oklahoma City. They were later transported to Detroit, Michigan, where they allegedly were put on a plane and flew off into oblivion. Since then, there have been confirmed sightings in the state of Pennsylvania, Washington State, New Jersey, and Michigan. Christopher at the time had blonde hair, blue eyes, and was fair in color. The doctors had diagnosed Christopher with having a fluid in his ears which did not allow him to clearly hear the way words were articulated. And he was prescribed speech therapy sessions. I am very concerned if he ever got the therapy he needed and if he's able to clearly articulate. There's a chance that he may have been taken to a speech therapist, a pediatrician who may remember a little boy that needed speech therapy. His little sister, Lisa Mae, had blonde hair and blue eyes. I was a blonde up until I was 10, and there's a chance that their hair could have changed to a light brown or a brown color. Currently, Christopher, in 2016, is 32 years old. His sister, Lisa Mae, is now 30. Susan would be 55 years old now. The age enhancements are merely a representation of what they might look like based on a composite of features. So they could not be 100% accurate. Most likely, Christopher and Lisa do not know who they are. It's not unusual in these cases for the abductor to change identity several times. Along the way, there may be people who have helped with these changes and who may be able to provide us with leads to whatever identities they're using now. Based on information from the authorities, if anyone out there comes across Susan or the children, do not approach them. It is extremely important that you call 911 if you find that you have information or knowledge about the whereabouts of Christopher and Lisa. You can remain anonymous. Please contact Philip Klein at Klein Investigations at 409-729-8798. And please, if you can't reach Philip, contact Erica Morse at Victims News Online, 219 221-7027. We have a Facebook page called Help Find the Zaharias Children. You can go to that site and you can read all the information about the case. Please, 30 years later, I am so desperate to see them. I need them so badly in my life. I want to share with my children just some of the things that I tried to save for them. I have your favorite blankie, Christopher, and Lisa Mae, I have your dolls. I was able to save your Grandma Mae's furniture for your dowry, Lisa. I don't know if you're married, but if you are, I kept it for you. And Christopher, I have some things for you. The car that you used to drive around in, the one I promised you, I had to sell. But son, I will try to make it up to you. I just had to spend everything to find you. I love you so much. My heart is empty without you. I need to know that you'll learn about your heritage and all your relatives and the people that have offered their time to try and give you just a little bit of your true life. Because whatever you're living now, no matter what it is, it's not the truth. And you have a right to know the truth. You're my children, and I'm your dad, and I always will be, to the last breath in my body.